Hello everyone. It is now my 4,000 subscribers special, Q&A special. What have you done to me? 4,000 people. I can't believe that. Really cannot believe that. When I started Tenshine1 Productions all those years ago, I remember it well. I was there on my laptop, writing stories on my old BlackBerry phone, leaning into the inbuilt mic to speak, and now I'm up to 4,000 subscribers, over 4,100 and something now, and I've got 2 specials under my belt. I'm on season 3, admittedly because I broke things, but I just can't believe it. I really can't believe it. So thank you very much for watching my content, however terrible it may be. But yes, this is not what you're here for. You're here for the questions and answers. So I'm going to start off. I asked in 3 places: my Facebook page, my YouTube community tab, and my Discord server. And I'm going to start with Discord. So, Scottish Productions on my Discord server asks, how old were you when you decided to start making Thomas content? It was 8-9 years ago now, so that would make me 17 when I thought, I know what, I'm going to make this now. And just a hillbilly 777 on my Discord also asked, speaking of Thomas content, what led you to start making it? Well, because the Wild Nor'Wester. I'd seen Sodor early years, and I thought I want to have a crack at that. So I did my research to find out how it was made, what systems he was using, where the content was from, etc, etc, etc. And I went click, 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 click. I'm doing that now. Yeah, I should have probably tried writing a bit better first, but oh well. Stu, Glenlow Works, my best friend. Well, one of my friends, should I say. What would your ideal gala weekend be? i.e. location, theme, guest locomotives. My ideal gala would be the Great Central Railway in United Kingdom, in the Midlands, near going from Loughborough to Leicester North. However, it would be after the bridge was built, so it would go from Ruddington through Loughborough to Leicester North. It would have an A4, whichever one's working at the moment, because I have no track of which ones are working, but an A4 would be nice. It would have Flying Scotsman, it would have Tornado, and it would have maybe a unrebuilt bullied Pacific class, one of the maybe Merchant Navy, maybe a Battle of Britain West Country, one of those, but had to be the unbuilt design. So yeah, that would be my ideal gala, and the theme would be mainline working, express engines, things like that, just stuff that you wouldn't normally see. So yeah, just the big 4 basically. Was the 1982 Mexican election rigged? Well, as I wasn't born, I don't know. Agent BJM, John. If you were to write your own RWS book, what engines would it be about and what would the stories be? I would probably write for maybe the Colby Fell or the Scarlow Railway. As for what the stories would be, I'm not going to give that away, because one of the stories I would write is going to be an episode. So keep an eye out for that one. Warships on my Discord goes, what do you find easier to work with, tender or tank engines? As I haven't worked with engines in real life much, I cannot say. Logistically, I would probably go with tank engines, because they can ideally work any direction. Tender engines on mainline duties, you definitely need turntables or a Y at either end, so that you can turn them around, but definitely, which is easier to clean up. Again, I don't know, I don't have much experience on the footplate of a steam engine. I would say they're probably both as bad as each other. Which locomotives have you dreaded working with? Again, because I haven't really worked with much steam engines. I'm just a signalman and a guard on a narrow gauge truss. I don't do much loco crew, so I can't really say with that one, I'm afraid. Sodor Flubs says, what's the craziest thing you've done in pursuit of the fandom? This channel! It would be this channel, yes. So that is all of my Discord questions. I'm going to go over to the YouTube now. And so we have LNER-A3 Productions with 3 questions. What is Scotsman in wartime? Why is Scotsman in wartime black in your latest episode? Haha! So because Wild Nor'Wester, the legend that he is, had released Flying Scotsman in the RWS form in all his major configurations, Black 503, 501, 103, LNER Apple Green, BR Green, his USA configuration, his double tender configuration, the plus and minus his smoke deflectors, I thought, wouldn't it be funny, as a little bit of a joke, to have him change colour and change configuration every now and then. So that's what I did. I just changed the configuration. So that's it. That's simply it. Why not? I've got the models. Why not use them? Why stick to one rigid thing when I could just have it change and see if any of you noticed? Obviously, some of you did. Thoughts on season 25? Sorry. What was the question again? Oh, thoughts on Hell season. I understand that things need to change. That times are changing. That the audience changes. And that the art style changes. And Thomas has to keep in line with that to remain relevant. Otherwise it stagnates. I think that's one of the problems with the model series, is it stagnated. It stayed models for a little too long and they struggled writing stories for it. With CGI it gave them a lot more freedom with what they can do, because they could easily make a 3D model for a one-time use, or they can you make locations and you can whereas with the models, the actual physical models, you are limited to what you can do based on what you can build and what physically you can do with a model. As for the cartoon, I have heard it's going to be its own separate universe. It's going to be a restart to the franchise, an actual season 1. I'm going to reserve major judgment on the quality until I've seen bits. At the moment I'm not overly impressed and I'm kind of by it, but I'm going to reserve final judgment until it actually comes out. Yes, I have a bias because I like the model series. I like the original TV series. Yes, I'm a little irked by the design choices, but I understand why they've done it. Okay? What kind of PC do you have to run trains at a good settings? This thing's kind of about to explode, so I'm not going to answer that one. Will you do a video of all or most of the current Sodor routes on your map? That was no one who asked that one. No. Maybe. Yes. I don't know. I have done a live stream a while back with most of the major assets that I have run for this series. Map-wise, I might do another one because I'm always tweaking it. So keep an eye out. If you want to see what's happening with the route, I would suggest joining my Discord server, link in the description, and there is a thread down there for my private railway route, Sodor route, so go and have a look at that. How do you go about filming and editing? Painstakingly. Basically, I just use the standard flying camera function, and I set it down where I like. I might set up an invisible track and a camera asset to record things, like in military duty. I used a moving camera to film, making it look like the tugs were actually pushing the ship out to sea and the fleet was leaving. But otherwise I just plonk down where I want to film and hit record and then just drive the trains about for a bit. There's no really magic yet. But I have just got a new paid for script. I'm loading that at the moment, and that's going to make some interesting shots. So keep an eye out, okay? As for editing, I just use Sony Vegas Pro, and I fiddle a lot. And I hope to God that it works. Pretty much. I have used a bit of green screen technology, thanks to, I think it's 4F Productions that helped me with that one. Who is your favourite character in the series? Obviously, it's going to be Skarloey, because I like the narrow gauge engines. Do you know if the next special will be Halloween themed or Christmas themed? Neither! I have a special in mind. I haven't written it down yet, but it's not going to be Halloween or Christmas themed, I can tell you that one. What gave you the idea to make the series? I've already answered that one, that was Wild Nor'Wester. If you have the Ulstead extension, will you show it to us on a stream? I'll do one better, it'll be in an episode. Maybe. Matt asks, will you ever make a video about a ghost in Thomas being reborn as a new engine? For example, let's say an engine named Victor died long ago and it haunts. So basically what he's asking, I'm not going to read the whole thing, it's like a paragraph. But basically he's saying, will, for example, Victor die and then come back as a new engine and people realise? No. Unfortunately not. When a character is dead or killed off in my series, that is them gone. Okay? So if I say someone is a ghost, unless, of course, you're talking about the Halloween special, if I confirm them as a ghost, they are a ghost. So Victor, as you mentioned in your question, will not be coming back as a ghost. However, I might do flashback episodes. Harperman, will Tim or Madge appear at any point? Who is Tim? But Madge, maybe. Ryan Rules, who is your favourite narrow gauge engine? Same as answered earlier, Skarloey. Slim Killer Studios, do you know where I can get a Frank? He's the only R-style engine I don't have for trains. Unfortunately, I can't answer that one. At the moment, there is no Frank models out there. I did have the Soda Island Forums one, but I'm sure I did anyway. No, I've still got that one. But yeah, there is no 3D faced up-to-date model of Frank at this moment, I am afraid. And now, a quick little update for everyone. Please, either in DMs or publicly or whatever, I've had a few people ask me this now. I am not doing voice acting for anyone outside of a small group of people. If you voice act for me, there's a chance I will voice act for you. If you are a good friend of mine, there is a chance I will voice act for you. Otherwise, I am just too busy. I have Sodal Chronicles and Tenshine1 Productions. I have my 3D printing business and channel to run. I have a podcast that I'm a part of that I can't talk about at the moment. And then I've got my work and my real life and my airsoft as well. I have 3 channels that I'm running, 2 of which I barely do anything with because it's time based. This is my major channel at the moment. I cannot take on any more voice acting work, I am afraid. Okay? So, yeah, I'm sorry. I can't do that for you. Okay, so now on to the Facebook page. Lindsay, you know I am not going to answer that question. Why does 10 cents suck? He doesn't. Zoran does. Let's leave it at that one. Courtney, if you could have voiced any character from Tugs or Thomas, who would you voice and why? That is a good question, Courtney. I would probably have liked to have just been a narrator because I like to tell stories. The way I try to do my series is very much like Ringo Starr and Michelangelo's, where it's just the one person. Obviously, I have my beautiful fiance that comes in and does the female voice acting work for me because I can't. And I will have special guests every now and then. Be it they've won a position, or I'm doing a special, or it's a special episode. But otherwise, I just do it. I would just be the narrator for those sort of videos, shows, because I just like telling the stories. Simple as that. Chris Eden Green has asked me a question. The famous Chris Eden Green. Everybody bow down to him. Anyway, yes, Chris is a good friend of mine. If you didn't know that one already. Where do you hope to take Tenshine1 Productions into the future? That is a very good question, Chris. Obviously, I've had a few people ask me in the past if I'm making any money off of this, and the answer is no. I do not make any money off Sodor Chronicles because it is a fan-based series. It is a hobby of mine. However, I did try to start How Railways Work. Admittedly, I need to do a lot more research, but I would love to make that into a production show, documentary series, talking about the ins and outs of the railway, like the block system, like signalling, like braking, like head codes, which you featured in yourself, but be more in depth. And now that I'm learning more on the railway that I'm working on, I have a feeling I could do that quite easily. I just need to speak to them at some point. I want to come back to doing the signalling. I want to come back to doing the head codes again, get proper footage. So, yeah, that is what I'd like to do in the future. But at the moment, it's on the back burner. It's something obviously you can't do in this day and age because of the restrictions. But that is where I want to go. I would love to get that into a series where I could make a bit of money off that, just to help. My PC desperately needs upgrading, replacing, whatever. So if I could make a bit of money off that to get a new PC, that would be helpful. I have thought about starting a Patreon or a GoFundMe or something, or turning ads on, but I decided against it because I'm just too small at the moment and I can't offer anything back to the fandom. So that is where I am at the moment. Okay? Thank you all for watching, listening to me ramble for the past 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. So, goodbye